Hello everybody, thank you for watching this video. Today I would like to tell you about Xia dynasty. I chose this topic because I'm interested in China, culture, history. I would like to say that the video will be useful for people who like China or those who study or know English. And first of all that I want to say is Chinese version of Xia dynasty is Xia Chao. So, let's start. Xia dynasty was real or a myth? Xia dynasty is the first dynasty of China according to traditional Chinese historiography. It was found in 2100 BC and ended in 1600 BC. But it is not exact information. There are discussions concerning when, who, and where. Lower you can see the map of nowadays Chinese territory. Yellow spot is the territory of China during ruling of Xia dynasty. As you can see, it was very, very small. At first, there were tribes. Huangdi, or Yellow Emperor, the word emperor itself appeared later, much later. So this person united tribes and created, let's say, country. Made sacrifices to gods, appointed governing officials, and introduced first laws. So we can say that he became first emperor. But please note, once again, the word emperor did not exist at that time. After years, Yao became an emperor. He was embodiment of virtue and wisdom. After him, Shun. He divided the country into 12 regions and everywhere introduced laws. Then, as you can see, Yu the Great. So he was founder of the first Chinese dynasty, Xia dynasty. There were 17 emperors who ruled about 350 or maybe more years. Lower you see a list of emperors of the dynasty. The first was Yu the Great, or Chinese version Da Yu. He stopped the problem with flooding. Then Qi, Dai Kang, Zhong Kang, Xiang, Shao Kang, Zhu, Huai, Meng, Xie, Bu Jian, Zhou, Jin, Gong Jia, Gao, Fa, Jie. Also, he is known as Liu Gui. He was tyrant, so his rule brought about the end of the dynasty. Why Yu the Great became an emperor? So first, he stopped flooding, then merged 9 rivers and 9 chains of mountains, divided the country into 9 provinces, and each province had its own tribute that was paid according to output. And now the question how Yu the Great stopped flooding. Yu was highly trusted by Shun, so he appointed Yu the Great to finish his father's work, which was to stop flooding. Yu's method was different from his father's. He organized people from different tribes and ordered them to build canals in all major rivers that were flooding and let the water out to the sea. Yu was dedicated to his work. People praised his perseverance and were inspired so much that other tribes joined in. Legend says that 13 years took him to successfully complete the work, stop flooding. He never went back to his home village to stop work or just to rest, even though he passed by his house 3 times. The next question is, who would be a new emperor after Yu the Great? We have Qi, Gaoyao, or Boyi. Do you know the answer to this question? Da Yu wanted to give the throne to Gaoyao. He was the Minister of Justice, but unfortunately he died before became an emperor. So next emperor had to be Po Yi. He was the Minister of Animal Husbandry. Due to Yu's great influence, all leaders admired his son, Qi. So, Qi became an emperor, and we can say that the hereditary system began. If you want to know something about ancestor veneration, then you should know about Shao Kahn. He was the 6th emperor. So, what is interesting about him? He gave acres to hereditary tribes in hereditary tenancy. Also, he made sacrifices to ancestors. This political and symbolic ritual grew into the official religion of China. The 14th emperor Kongxia was very superstitious. He practiced magic and divination, esteemed spheric spirits. In affairs, he was disorderly. This was the beginning of an end. If we talk about an end, then let's talk about Jie. Jie was the 17th emperor and was last ruler of the Xia dynasty. He is traditionally regarded as a tyrant and oppressor who brought about the collapse of a dynasty. Around 1600 BC, Jie was defeated by Shantong, bringing an end to the Xia dynasty that lasted about 500 years, and a rise to the new Shan dynasty. Here you see the 17th emperor with the halberd, representing oppression and sitting on 2 ladies, symbolizing his abuse of power. Rubbing off a relief from a Wu family shrine, Jiaxiang Shandong. Conclusions. Xia dynasty is the first dynasty of China. Historians have concluded that most of the population of the Xia dynasty lived in the western Henan province and the southern Shanxi province. This dynasty transformed China from primitive society to class society. Yu the Great set up the original Xia dynasty under the system of abdication, which focused on the abilities of a ruler. His son Qi succeeded him, and from that point forward, the throne was given to members of his families under a system of heredity, thereby rewarding the title of emperor based on family ties. After his death, Qi was succeeded by 15 of his offspring. At the time the Xia reign was in place, people were mostly farmers and use tools made of bone or stone. Horse breeding, livestock, and the production of crops received much attention, and these areas were greatly improved upon. Legend has it that winemaking was also attempted during this period. Although it was likely primitive in nature, vehicular transport did exist. However, not much is known about the types of carriages or rickshaws that were used. So, thank you for your attention. If you have questions or want to say me something, you can do it in comments. Thank you.